Welcome back to another episode of the Steebee Weebee Show. We have a very special guest tonight. Please welcome back for the second time, my good homie, dope musician / rapper, Mestizo Part 2.
Woo! Yay for me.
Woo, it's been a minute.
It's been a long time.
Are you going to give these to your kids?
I'm nervous this time.
Why are you nervous?
I don't know, dude. I got butterflies.
This is
because that intro got stronger. It did. You got better, man.
Hey, you know I mention you all the time.
Yo, yeah.
How many times have
do.
I brought you
a
up?
lot, bro.
Even Year of the Ox, they brought you up. They gave you
Yeah,
they gave you
Shouts
respect.
to that, man. Shout out
to Year of the Ox.
The motherfuckers are real.
They're real dudes.
Real hip hop.
Yeah,
shit,
they're real.
Man.
I didn't know.
Like
I made him a banger.
They ain't hip hop dudes that decided to do something else.
No,
like, they stuck with it.
They were
and they're
Virginia.
good as fuck at their craft, man.
Yeah. No,
they kill it.
I respect
Shouts
those
to the
dudes.
Ox.
Yeah, for sure. So what have you been up to? Man, it's a lot of times. So you've been in Philly for a minute.
Been in Philly for 7 years.
New albums
almost.
popping.
New album, Controller 7.
What's up with it?
Me, Controller 7 on
Yeah.
the whole thing.
Who?
Only feature on there is Big Bad D Styles.
Hey, what happened to your boy?
Me and you did a song on my last record.
But sometimes I like to get on your projects. Too.
Yeah, but we just did a song.
I'm just
for
fucking
barbecue.
I'm messing with you.
But we did barbecue.
Yeah. Hey man,
with mediocre.
Let's talk about who did the production for who like what's
So
going
Controller 7 did the production.
Yeah.
He's like one of the very first, like around when indie rap was getting notoriety. He was like one of the first producers out of the Bay. He's from San Jose. He's on Anticon. Did Left-Handed Straw.
Shout out to Dose.
Shout out to Dose.
You linked me with Dose. Do you remember?
Yeah, I do.
We went to New Mexico.
You know what he does now, right?
Yeah,
Like
he
does
works
a lot
at,
of
Meow Wolf.
No. He don't do that no more.
Oh, I thought he did
well,
that.
no, he did a game called Enter the Gungeon.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and he
designed
does all the sound for that shit. He's big on Twitch and all that stuff.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, he's huge.
Yeah. I didn't.
You
know
got to
that.
get him on this show,
dude. He was so nice. Like I was nervous meeting him because you're like he's coming to your sound check. Or
he's a
he's
legend,
coming,
bro.
and I remember I was like looking for him because have you been there? That place is weird as hell.
No, I haven't been.
It's like a whole art gallery, Disneyland for adults. It's like
Yeah.
it's crazy, and he was wearing a freaking like a biker, like a jean jacket with patches on it, and he was like, it was like a scene in a movie. Like he was around all these cool kids, people, and then I go, Dose. He goes, hey, he was the nicest guy. He was like, hey,
Yeah, he's amazing.
what's up, man? I was like, oh,
he just mainly does the game stuff. But I just talked to him, and we had talked about possibly doing another record together. So.
yeah. Where
Hopefully
can people hear
that
that?
works
Because you all did a previous record, right?
Yeah, Alpha's. You can find that shit on his Bandcamp now.
Yeah.
Because it's official that Anticon's kind of, they put
I
Anticon
miss those
to
days.
rest.
Yeah.
After Alias passed away, rest in peace.
Rest in peace. Yeah.
It kind of put everything to rest. you know?
Yeah. How'd you link up with those dudes again?
I don't remember, man.
I
Me
just-
and those did a track. We did one track
I remember
together for
years
one
ago
of my
at the
records.
Knitting Factory. I went up there. Robust was there. We went up. You brought me up there, and he did a show. He was performing something,
Right.
and I'm like, I didn't know you knew him like that. But he when he turned around, he goes, JJ. He like dapped you up. I'm like, oh damn, Jay knows
Yeah, he's
him.
known me since back in the day.
Okay, I didn't know
Remember
that.
when
You
I
never
used to
told me
battle
that.
At, what were the spots called? That
Mason Jar.
The battles. No, it was at
in Tempe somewhere.
Tempe, yeah.
Yeah,
Those battles. Yeah, him and Joe played, and this is when Joe was bringing out he was the first one to do that I ever saw do the SP.
Oh,
live, dude.
Oh, that's
SP 1200
sick.
live.
Yeah.
But he was the first person I've ever seen bring a machine out and do it live. It's before all Ableton and all that like MIDI controller shit.
This is before that. That was even harder to do, right?
It's
on the
super hard,
SP 1200.
Yeah, on the SP.
Dude, yeah.
And they did their whole. Remember the record themselves?
Yeah, I do remember
they did that whole record.
That was a good record.
Yeah, it was dope, man.
You're the one. You know what? Let's go back down memory lane, man. I was big on Hyro. You got me into I remember you had a tape. You got me into the Legends. You got me into Anacon. I didn't know any of that. You're like, hey, listen to this. I didn't know any of that stuff.
Yeah, that's.
But you opened my whole mind to that. I'm like, who are these guys?
Yeah, but you kind of put me on the Hyro. I knew of Hyro, but I wasn't into it as much as you were.
I was just more into Dell.
We listened to Dell a lot. That became a big influence on me back then, man.
But
I heard you. You know what's funny? We were talking. I was listening to that Ox episode.
Yeah.
And you were talking about how Beastie Boy, how you used to emulate Beastie Boys.
I was big into. I like ditch wrestling.
But I loved your style back then. Your style back then was so like you were so in the pocket with that shit, and it sounded like you. It sounded natural coming from you.
Right.
You said you were emulating it, but it sounded natural.
Yeah,
you naturally have a nasally voice that just
you're right.
that pierces through a lot of like hip hop frequencies.
Yeah.
Like in mixes, you need to have your voice cut through a lot of that shit.
Yeah.
And your voice naturally cuts through that shit.
Dude, I remember ditching wrestling practice junior year. It was I never ditched wrestling practice. Me and my homie Rich Salo, he was a weight class above me. He's like, I got tickets to Cypress Hill and Beastie Boys and Rollins Band. I go, really? He goes, but it's during wrestling practice. I go, fuck it, let's go. Because
was this when you were doing
this
really
was
good?
in 92. This is,
Damn.
I'm sure, I want to say 1992.
So it's when you were doing really good in wrestling?
Yeah, I was like on varsity. We had meets. It was Poway is serious.
And you weren't supposed to ditch.
Oh no, I never missed practice.
Yeah.
Never. And I had repercussions from that. So I'm like, we said fuck it, and we went.
That's how you know you're a real hip hop.
I was at the San Diego. It was an outside little amphitheater. There, and then I even smoked weed too. They're like,
Was that your first time smoking weed?
I think it was like one of the first times, yeah. But I remember that
Cypress Hill and weed goes
Oh
in
yeah, but I remember just watching their performance. This is when I really fell in love with this shit because Rollins Band was cool. I actually saw him from the side, like I had an angle.
Were you into punk back then?
No, I didn't. See, that's the thing is I didn't know really what that was. I didn't know he was the main dude from Black Flag. And I'm like, I just remember his tattoo. Remember he had a sun tattoo, and he had his shirt off, and he was like doing some weird.
Dude, he's a bad motherfucker.
He was like doing some weird, like jacked up, like jumping up, getting hyped. Like I could see, like the stage, but then backstage.
Was the crowd into it?
They didn't see my angle. Like I actually was like lurking. I was like, "Oh, who's back there?" And then but then he performed. Like, well, that was sick.
Yeah.
Cypress performed. That was sick. But then Beastie Boys came on, and Ad Rock's like, I don't know what album it was. Maybe before Check Your. I don't know what album what they dropped or what was it. Check Your Head 92. It was probably Check Your Head, right? 92. Yeah. So he was like, "Don't mind us. We're on mushrooms." But they did a dope performance, and I'm like, "Whoa, this is sick."
Have you ever performed on hallucinogenics before?
No, maybe with you and Ilson.
I've definitely
with you at the raves in Phoenix.
Never had like a set, but definitely freestyled on acid a bunch.
You were the best back then. That was my favorite shit. Is 15, 16-year-old.
All I used to do is freestyle. I stopped talking.
No, over jungle. You could do it for hours.
Yeah.
I'm talking like this guy was a prodigy. I was like,
that's because we had me, Kip, and Phil used to have these long acid trips, and we just sit over the turntables and fucking rap, and they'd spin records nonstop, and literally it was like 12-hour sessions.
That's how I met you.
And we never drank water, ever.
Oh, it's like just all beer.
No, it was always like Cokes and stuff. Like
Gatorade.
Root beers and shit. Yeah, and bottles of Jim B.
I remember when you lived with Phil, somewhere in Tempe, and yeah, that's always where you lived. There's turntables there,
Mesa,
beer cans,
Mesa.
all that, yeah.
Yeah.
How was Phil doing?
He's doing all right.
Yeah, man. You guys, those were the days.
Yeah.
Yeah. But let's go. So you're saying
anyways, I wanted to add this point.
Yeah.
So with the nasally voice, like, did you ever hear the story of how Be Real started rapping like that? Because he doesn't talk like that.
Yeah, he rapped his normal voice in front of mugs and sent.
Yeah, and they didn't like.
And they're like, nah, dog.
You gotta come up with something. Try it this way.
And so he was inspired by like older rappers or that did different voice, like like characters and stuff. So I'm like, that's dope, you know?
Right.
Because that first album, man, that still holds so much weight to me. Like, it's so nostalgic. And
what's one of your old verses from the Mongols? I know the Korean at heart one. Well, what's the other ones?
Quantum is the ill kid. Don't give a damn what you say. Contaminate.
When you start to do it. And that they were always so fucking sharp and on. It's on the one. No.
Yeah, I don't know. Somewhere during that line, I wish I could write like that. Yeah, I miss those days. Yeah,
you still can.
But it's
what it was. You and Strange were the first ones I ever heard count out bars. You used to always say Strange always ends on a 3, and I was like, I'd always have to listen to his shit and go 1, 2, 3.
Well, explain to them who Strange is. Because a lot of them,
Strange.
So Strange, I live with Strange, Native American homie. I met him on campus in my English class. He was a prolific student, and he
probably
was
one of the best rappers I've ever met.
He got me into Redman and all that stuff. I would like Geronimo, like this stuff.
He was
I didn't
super
like.
into Tupac too.
Super into Tupac, But I remember opening up the door to his room. He'd always be writing. Always. He'd
never. You'd never not see him
notebooks. And I'm like, dude. And then I just remember. Okay, this guy, he's a writer.
Smoking cigarettes, drinking, and
he was a good writer, too.
Good writer, yeah.
Like, we wrote about deep shit back then.
Yeah. I wish I could remember some of his verses, but they're on that Mongol shit that you posted up.
Yeah, so definitely check that out. The Mongols album's on Steebee Weebee Music on the YouTube, yeah. There's over 5,000 hits on it, I think.
There's like 12.
There's 12?
Yeah.
Oh, there's 12,000
That's
hits.
pretty good.
That's pretty good, yeah. Yeah, so what's up with... Man, we've done a lot of music together.
A lot.
Yeah, a lot. It's changed though, man. What are your thoughts on like
new music?
As far as putting shit out now, opposed to
so now, like, I've come to this conclusion that I focus on making money with something that I'm not so emotionally attached to. So when I make music, I don't make music to make money or focus on getting attention. Everybody's so attention starved nowadays. They need attention.
Yeah.
I focus on getting better. I want to always outdo myself. Right? So every project is better and better and better.
Yeah.
And I find like the little imperfections in that shit from the last thing that I did, and I correct them. And then I keep working, and I challenge myself. Like this shit with Controller 7, I never met the motherfucker in my life.
How'd you guys link up again?
I don't know his last name.
Okay,
His first name's Tommy.
Right.
But he hit me up to do a song, and then he ended up like laying out like, hey, why don't we try making a project together?
Oh, damn.
And the thing that got me is he's like, I want to do a project with you, and I'm doing a project with Buck 65. Buck 65 for me, I'm like, man, I love that dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd love to be a part of this. But I took on a lot doing it because having 3 kids.
Yeah, how do you balance
juggling work and art and wife and all?
Yeah, how do you do that?
I hold my baby and I record.
What?
Yeah, and I try to do it within like 20-minute time frame because that's all I got before he starts fucking freaking, So or I gotta feed him or put him down or whatever,
So you're doing with your baby in your arm.
Yeah, and mostly I don't write anymore really.
What?
No, I'll punch and go. Boom, 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 boom. Keep it going through my mind and just punch and go, Because I don't have time to sit and fucking write anymore,
So your mind is elevated to the point where you don't write. You don't have to write.
It's it's like another method, A lot of people don't write anymore nowadays.
That's like Jay-Z's.
Yeah, they do it. But I'm trying to do it really, really technical, But also...
Well, that's that's impressive.
Sand it down to where it's smooth
dude,
as well.
That's like a Jedi, like different level of
just that's why I'm saying like not focusing on the money and the attention aspect and all the work you got to do with fucking social media and all that shit. Like focusing on progressing in your craft and making it as good as you can possibly do and constantly improving and improving and improving. That's what I'm focused on. You know what I mean?
Dude, that's what's up. I don't, that's like so refreshing to hear because nowadays we're in the landscape of, oh, look at me, my new music video. Oh, it's like you got to think
about it. Like there's no Leonardo da Vinci's of our generation. No. There's no like Michelangelo's. No. There's no Confucius. There's no like.
Yeah, there's no.
Everybody's the fucking same because they're all driving for the same thing. Like driving towards the same thing. I'm not saying everybody. There's definitely a small niche of people doing really, really, really creative things. But for the most part, like this is a trend-driven society now more than ever because we all are connected to each other through these fucking phones. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So everybody's influenced by what they see, and they're constantly feeding this information that's being thrown at them through all these fucking timelines.
There's no mystery either. Like
I stay away from it as much as possible,
Because back then we'd have to like the tapes you used to make me listen to. I'd be like, hey, let me listen to that. I'd have to imagine who these people were.
Right.
Like I didn't know. Like I'm like, is Eli black? Is he a black? Like I didn't know who was who. I'm like, who is this guy? Like I had to like imagine.
It throw you off too because they put little like Gandalf samples in there. Like Eli put the Gandalf shit or like little fantasy things, and then it bring you even farther. And then they're on a 4-track, but where's that 4-track at? In the middle of a warehouse, and
Yeah, I like the way they recorded because you could hear like they would just leave the thing on, and one of them would go to the bathroom or something, and they would just be talking.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like,
I really wish I picked Kamal's brain a lot more on Radio and Active.
Shout out to
Radio and Active.
Yeah.
I wish I picked his brain more about the log cabin shit. Like those days when they recorded that.
Yeah, I love that shit.
It was
him and that
magical.
Song with him and Eli. Like, damn, that was just
Eli and all them dudes back in the day. They had something really special, man.
Yeah, they even have a different approach to their music making, though. I noticed through the years. He's being more melodic as well, like through his choruses. But
I had my boy Brick Stowell. He was the old manager for Legends, and then he became the manager for Odd Future, and then now he's like a restaurateur. He just opened up a spot on La Brea called Burgers 99. Shout out to that.
But didn't the guest before you, Horsepower, just mentioned that too.
Really? Yeah. Brick is my boy. So like I just went and had a burger. Shout out Brick. Yeah, man, well,
that's
big
crazy.
Things.
That's a sign. That means that that's like his second shout out to
that. So now I forget where the fuck I was going with that.
Yeah, no, okay.
But
we're talking about how the Legends,
how they were recording.
Yeah.
Dude, I just got sidetracked. Like,
no, it's okay.
Because I'm thinking about those burgers are so good.
Are they good?
They're banging, dude.
Oh, they're banging. Okay.
Yeah, they're good. Anyways, yeah.
Oh no, you're talking about for Tyler that someone was managing for Tyler and.
Yeah, he was managing for the Legends.
Yeah.
I forget it. Shout out Brick, man. You just threw me the fuck off.
Oh, that's fine.
But anyways, so yeah, that was like a special time, man. Yeah. All that music that was coming out of the 4-tracks and stuff like that.
I mean, that's how we learned.
Yeah.
Like, I remember the day Strange had his Fostex. Remember that gray Fostex? And then we just kept it in my dorm room. And he's like,
that was like a step up from the karaoke machine.
Yeah. Well, Owen had one of those too.
Yeah.
Shout out to Arnold. Shout out to Arnold. Yeah.
Like,
Owen had
the big, like, 15-inch speaker on. Yeah.
Dude, those are like great memories for me, man.
Yeah, those are great memories.
Yeah. I just remember one of our shows at Mason Jar. I was like going to take a piss. It was before our set. And these two black guys walk in. They go, I thought they were going to do something. They were like, hey, CIA? I go, yeah. He goes, hey, dog, I just want to let you know there's another crew trying to use your name or something like that. I'm like,
what's
thanks
crazy?
For letting me know.
There was a lot more support, genuine support from the hood clubs that we used to play.
Yeah.
And not a lot of genuine support from like the other hip hop shit. The like hip hop shit we were trying to be into.
Yeah, we had like the back end of the TMC. We had
they didn't
we'll deal with his mom. Ty's mom. Remember her mom, the fat mom?
Yeah,
She's
dude.
like, you're up. Get on stage.
She was like Russian or something. She's like, you guys go up now.
Yeah.
We're like, wait, we got
I
half
remember
an hour.
Nayla performed too at Mason Jar.
right.
Yeah,
Shout out
Nayla had
Nayla,
a
man.
couple sets.
Shout out to
But
Nayla.
back then, like even the way we didn't even have full structured songs. We would do your verse and then we would have a hook and then
No, we
my
would
verse.
just it'd be like me rapping and then let the beat move a little bit, then look back at you and be like, yeah,
and
all
then
right, it's your turn,
it's
bro.
your turn,
Go.
yeah.
Okay.
What was that one? We had one in Tempe too, not the Mason Jar. We were opening before the headliner, and we were in back of someone's car. It was near Mill Avenue. Do you remember that? It was our first show, man. It was before like pre-Mason Jar shows.
There's so many shows. I don't. And that's a long time ago.
I just remember someone.
Many
Yeah.
acid trips ago. You know.
But I'm so
I
glad.
can't
I
remember.
mean, even though Tempe was such a microcosm of whatever was going on, I wouldn't have met you that way. I wouldn't have met a lot of people. Because I used to go to those
Pretty weird how
shows.
we met, bro.
It was weird.
Yeah. That was actually a transition in my life where I went from being homeless with my pops to ending up in Phoenix to meeting you guys, you know?
Dude, you were a tough, rugged kid,
That was
man.
a
You had
long
the
time
rat
ago,
tail. And
Yeah. I was
oh, do you remember the
gangbanging harder
studio
back then.
that we got to go into a studio for the first time?
Yeah, dude.
You
The guy from Georgia.
Yeah, the guy.
And he lived with me
production guy,
randomly.
the recording guy.
Yeah.
He had like
The
glasses.
two girls we were all living together and we were fucking, you know, in the rave scene working that, hustling.
Yeah.
Randomly, I show back up at home and this guy from Georgia's on my couch. I'm like, who the fuck are you, bro?
He had
He's
like a.
oh, yeah, how you doing, bro?
Yeah, he was a nice dude. Long
He was cool
hair,
as shit.
glasses.
Yeah, he's like, I'm in engineering school.
an
I just need a
engineer.
place to stay. I'm like, shit, all right, can we use your studio? He's like,
Dude,
of
that
course.
was my first like, whatever.
Yeah, mine
like,
too. I still have the
experience.
original tape somewhere.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. That was Mongols versions 2.0. That was like the shit that you put out on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
The versions that
Before
we tried to
that.
clean up.
Oh,
was on that
misconceptions
tape.
of women.
Yeah, they didn't come out as good. They were whack. But
Yeah. That was a fun time. I just remember you bringing me there, and I thought we made it big time. I'm like,
Me
oh.
too.
I'm like,
I thought
oh.
we're gonna get signed
Yeah.
after this. We're getting signed.
I just remember
for
it was
sure.
just you, me, and Vex. We'd go there at night.
Yeah.
And we'd have our Snapples. And we'd be like, yeah. Smoking. You remember they had the little smoking area?
Dude, I was so
Oh,
skinny back then.
I don't even know
From
how
just
we
smoke,
survived.
I didn't eat at all. I think I ate once a day, if that, and it might have just been like 2 Jack in the Box tacos or something like that.
Yeah. I don't know how we survived.
No, you used to make rice a lot. Yeah, rice. You had the
Strange got
tiny
mad.
rice cooker.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you're like, I like your rice cooker. On one of the songs, you're like, I like your rice cooker. I remember I was cooking.
Yeah, why I gotta
I was
sound
cook-
like
I was-
that, bro? I was young.
I was cooking up a steak, and this is when me and Strange were like not getting along.
Oh,
and
you
like,
guys
I was
used to
cooking
go
up
at it.
I was cooking up a steak. He's like, you know, Quan, you're hard to live with. Because the steak was sticking up the whole. Hey, how hood was that apartment complex?
Oh, it was pretty hood.
Yeah.
I mean, that was just the days of those days were hood. My dad was
Do you
living in a
remember
fucking mobile
Tim and
home,
Toni?
bro.
Tim and Toni, the twins.
Yeah, those fools. They were
So
were
we
the
had
homies,
two cribs.
bro.
We had 2 cribs. They would. I don't know how I met these fools. Oh, I met them at the dorm somehow. But they would come through and they would just like
They
dump
sold
their
weed to all the rappers.
Yeah, they would
that
dump
come
their
through town.
seeds in my sink, and then they
Yeah.
go, "I got the kill, yo, cuz I got the kill."
Yeah,
They
yeah.
would do drug
They were
deals.
gangsters, yeah.
They were doing deals out of our apartment.
Yeah.
You know, and I just remember
They used to spit knowledge though. They were always
Yeah, there was-
pretty wise.
there was
them
something about
dudes.
those
They were
dudes.
cool as fuck.
Yeah,
they
were
loved
cool.
us too.
Oh, they loved us.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh, because we were just trying to do our thing.
And that's it. Just smoking
Yeah.
and all that. Yeah, that
Oh
was
my
good.
God, I just remember
I'm-
back then.
I'm wearing layers. Let me take
No,
this
it's
off.
okay. Let me add to the music, man. Like the reason why I did I wasn't like, look, I did Collage and Mirage, whatever. That was done.
Oh. What's up with this new record?
Yeah, so the new one, I was like,
This is a special one.
yeah, it's a little 6-song EP, but I literally, because my dad passed in August, so I'm like, well, I'm in a lot of pain, you know, and I'm like, I can't sleep. You know, you already know my sleeping. We'll get into that. And I'm like, I really can't This is horrible. So I just started writing, didn't plan on doing nothing. And I was like, I'm just going to
So
write.
this is a big thing, right?
Well, it means something because, it's basically you're saying.
What I'm saying
therapy.
is it's a big thing.
It's big for therapy for me. It's therapeutic.
It's a big thing to lose your father. That's
huge.
That's like
huge.
That's a strong link to the family. And we were just talking about this on the way over. My boy Chris Details, he just did a video for me, and we were talking about how he's talking about having kids, and I was like, man, having kids, you realize how important the father is to the family structure.
So you have a whole different outlook now because you're a father.
Yeah, man. And I think
at
any age losing the father, that's like he's the one that is the example for
everything. Especially
being a man, like what it is to be a man. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. So.
And you lose a part of yourself when they pass.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm still processing that, like, because I didn't know a hospice. I thought a hospice. Oh, this is where old folks go. It's all good. They might come back. It's like, no, dude.
No, hospice is where
it's just where people die.
Yeah,
like I remember walking by because some of the rooms were open, and I would look in there. I saw this old lady with gray hair, and she was just like looking at the ceiling. She was like, and I'm like, I noted that. I'm like, okay, well, she's in that room. I literally came back the next day. She was gone. And that's when it hit me, dude. I'm like, whoa, she died. She literally died last night. So that scared me. Did she have
anybody in her room?
No, and that's another effed up thing is no one was there visiting her because I was there the whole week. Like I went as much as I could. But just dealing with that, it's, dude. I don't know if I told you this, but one of the nights, the second to last night, he before he passed, my mom, and my brother went home, and I go, you know what? I'm gonna shower. I'm gonna go back. They're like, what? I go, I don't know how much time he has. I want to go back, spend as much time as I can. I'll sit there, I'll watch movies, whatever. I just want to be there. So I was there. It was like 2 a.m. And he hadn't opened his eyes for the whole time, but out of nowhere, dude, he opened. He was like looking at. He was tripping, like he was he was tripping on the ceiling. He was like looking. He was seeing something up there. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't just like he's looking. He was like looking. He saw something. So I was like, whoa. Like I'm like, Dad, and there's no response. He just kept looking and looking. I'll show you a picture after we're done with this, but that freaked me out. I took a picture, sent it to them, and they're tripping.
How long after that did he pass?
Like 2 days later, a day later, 2 days later.
I'm sorry to hear about that.
Yeah, that tripped me out. But I looked it up. It's called like death visions. There's a term for it.
I sat with my wife's father, my father-in-law, last year, and up until he passed. He had cancer, and progressively it got worse. And I sat with him a lot, and that happened a few times.
What did he do?
Just like out of nowhere, he stopped being able to talk because his tongue swelled up, and then things were deteriorating in his brain. It was just going like that. But out of nowhere, he'd like wake up, jolt, and say something, and then go back to sleep. Rest in peace to your pops and to Pop Steve.
Well, going back to that and me just writing it, I did one song, or I'm like, oh, I'll just make one song, So I did that. It was emotional as hell to me. You heard a bit. You heard towards the first. I sent you examples of it, but then I'm like, all right, that was cool. But then I just start. You know how we are. The sampler's out, and I'm just fucking around. And I just started making more shit, and I'm like, oh, this, and then it just turned in. I didn't plan it. I didn't say, oh, I want to drop this. It just happened. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, well, I'll just make a little project out of this.
See, this is important, I think, for people to hear because, like, it's not just a fucking another record that you're trying to get $10 for. It's actually a piece of who you are, your heart, your soul.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
I think about this a lot. People look at music nowadays as like it's something so disposable, but it's like being a struggling musician, you're looked at as like, or like somebody who doesn't have a lot of attention and a lot of money, you're looked at like, oh, he's not popping. But you look at a fucking artist making a painting, and you look at like, even if they're a good artist that's not making a lot of money, you're still like, damn, that's a good artist.
Yeah.
But with music, it's like, oh, you're not popping. Immediately, it's like, you're not Zona. Why you're not popping? It's like, you're still a fucking artist. You know what I'm saying? And you're giving things like that to people, which is like, it leaves you vulnerable. It's something really special and deep inside of you. You know, like, I think people need to respect it more, you know.
Yeah, I mean that. I don't know when that change happened because
not. Well, I mean, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, look. Music, like everyone will have their own concept of what it means.
I respect that highly. That you would go out of your way to put that
respect. Yeah, I appreciate
put that down and record it and write it and share it.
Yeah. And you know what? I didn't have to put it out, and I was conflicted whether I should put it out. I'm like, you know what? This ain't for It's a sad ass. It's a sad project, But I'm like, you know what? This might help someone. I don't know if it will. If it does, it does. If it doesn't, but it might, because death happens. Everyone is going to deal with it. So I'm like, well, I should put it out. When I thought of it like that, I'm like, well, I'll just put it out. I don't know. And look, I'm doing one video for it, and I'm not, whatever. I put some money into it, but it's like, me, it's like with my last project, I just said, here it is, you know what I mean? Cause I don't look at it that way. I'm like, well, and I got to do the business model where I do this first and then I do one post here, I don't function that way. And maybe I should, but I'm not built that way. I'm not built that way.
I don't like anything dictating when I want to do something. If I want to do it, I'm going to just fucking do it.
I know.
I'm into like the build up. And you have to do things properly so people see it or like get people excited. But I'd rather just, if I'm excited about it, I just want to throw this shit out.
Yeah, I'm not even excited about this one. It's literally like I don't even know how I feel. Like it's not one of those things where like, hey man, this is my new project.
Yeah, it's got to be kind of
no, it's not. It's like it's almost like, all right, here you go.
Yeah,
check it out. Like I'm not. I posted about it today, but I'm not gonna do it all week. I'll do one post this week. And next week it drops on Friday. I made a little just promo things of samples of each song, and that's it. And then I'll drop a video when I get the video done. That's it. I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you after you leave. I'm gonna give you. I want so you can listen to it. Yeah.
How's everybody in the family?
Yeah, it's going, man. It's just like with this thing, man. It's like you already know what I went through with like this dealing with certain peoples and just all the drama involved. I'm at a point now, well, look, I ain't getting rich off this, but I'm happy that I have my own platform and I have control of everything,
Right.
Ren's doing a good job. He's my intern, Shout out to Craig. Craig helped me for a whole year off chai latte. Like those are the people that matter, like people that really have my back, you know what I mean? And like, I can't say that for everybody, you know what I mean? It's like, certain people will be like, yeah, I'll help you, but how much you gonna give me? You know what I'm saying? It's like,
but that's understandable.
But if they don't do anything, they're just like have no interest in like helping you expand your thing, and they're just like waiting for you.
You get your paycheck.
Yeah, dude. So that's where I'm at. I'm just like, and then you have a channel dropping too, right? I want to talk about.
Oh
that.
Yeah.
What's up with it?
It dropped. It dropped. It's called Rad Kids Rock, man. It's me and my Rad Kids Rock TV.
Rad Kids Rock TV.
So it's me and my kids, like
dude, I
it's
love
the most fun shit I've ever done.
I love that.
And like,
hey, the kids shit is popping now.
It's popping, but it's also there's a lot of regulations and restrictions now.
Like, what do you mean?
YouTube got this shit called COPA,
which
is like a Child Protection Act, which I think it's good. It's definitely good, but those
like censorship.
You can't save it to playlists. You can't. It's not gonna show up in your feed. Like there's a ton of things they took out. You can't comment on any of the videos.
Whoa.
So and there's no personal ad revenue or something. I don't know much about that shit. You do. I'm just starting to get into it. I'm just enjoying making videos with them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They
Rad
love
Kids
doing
Rock
it.
TV.
Right. And we're just doing like experiments and. I shot a video.
The slime video was popping.
Yeah, because I watched these kids
love
videos all the fucking time, dude.
Yeah.
And excuse my language.
No, it's all good.
I watch these videos all the time because my kids are into like that kid Ryan on YouTube, who's the highest paid YouTube channel.
Crazy, yeah.
21 million a year.
What?
Yeah,
Off
man.
YouTube?
Off YouTube. killing it. Oh, got his own toys in Walmart and all this stuff.
There's a kid.
He's dope, man. Little like he's half Japanese, half Vietnamese or something. He's a cool kid.
Yeah, but that's great. And he has toys.
Yeah, but all they do is like, you know, they eat a lot of candy, so we're trying to like do the total opposite of that.
Yeah, man.
Teach
We were
kids
just
to be
talking about
healthy.
that. Kids like seeing people eat and do weird things.
YouTube's a weird thing to
It's
me, bro.
weird, dude.
There's channels just based around like girls just eating stuff.
See, that's the thing. I'm conflicted because we weren't raised that way. It's like if a cat, like if we're eating at a Chinese food spot, like if
I'm having a hard time adjusting.
like, what are you looking
to this
at? Don't watch me
generation.
eat. Yeah.
But you know, it is what it is. I'm trying to be open-minded about it.
I'm happy you're doing that.
Yeah.
Hey, what about like kids songs? Because that
No,
could be
we're already
popping
doing
too.
that. But see,
'Cause
we're kind of mirroring Yo Gabba Gabba a little bit.
That's
you ever
cool.
seen that show?
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
They used to have it like Most
Ilani's
Def
nieces,
came on there.
yeah.
A bunch of people came on there. But I think like we have a bunch of homies that have bands that are good at kids songs, and we're having them
Dude, that's a
choose
huge market.
kid songs to do, and they're coming on the show.
Yeah, but you could write those. You yourself could write kid songs.
I have been.
Yeah.
I have been. Yeah.
Oh, you are.
Yeah, but I'm writing them with them. It's their show, so I let them have full control. Where it's
Right.
like, what do you want to do?
Right.
I want to make chocolate Play-Doh. I'm like, okay, let's make chocolate Play-Doh.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
guys, this is your show.
So you got help out, like who's
No,
involved
I do
with it?
everything. I do everything. I do the music. Well, Meaty and Driscoll, 30 Odd 9.
Shout out to Mediocre and Driscoll.
And Driscoll, Dirty
Yeah,
Odd 9.
shout out
They've
to
been
them.
doing the background music. Driscoll
Yeah.
did the theme song.
That's
the kids
sick.
sang the theme
Yeah,
song.
talented musicians.
Yeah, super talented.
Man, you.
That's what I've been getting
yeah,
into more.
I
Me
like
and
that.
Driscoll have been working on some shit, Dirty Odd 9, like more live music. I've been picking up the guitar again, so
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
we're doing more of like really gritty. I
like punk
I don't
stuff?
really listen to rap anymore, and if I do, it's still the same old rap that I
Yeah,
listen to.
me too. Yeah.
I can't think of any good shit that I've listened to other than like
You don't
Vince
like
Staples
Trippie Redd?
is dope. I don't fuck with that shit, dog. I'm sorry, I don't like it. It's not for me.
What is it that's not resonating?
I just don't.
I'm
like it.
trying to see
I'm
what's
not
good in it.
I'm not into it. Like it sounds the same as a bunch of other shit, you know.
Yeah.
And then probably people could say that shit about the hip hop shit that I'm into, but it's just not for me.
You know how like cats say, like my girl, like I put on the Police once in her Spotify. She goes, "What is that, dad rock?"
It is that rock,
And so
but I like.
but the thing is, it's like when she said that, it questioned like how, like where I was at. I was like, damn, I am older. Like, damn, dad rock. And I'm thinking, well, what about the stuff we like? Is it dad rap? You know what I mean? Like,
No, for sure.
because
it's
like
that rap.
Diggable Planets, that was like a long time ago. Like,
Yeah, but
Most
even
Def,
this
that was a long
generation
time
can get
ago.
into that Diggable Planets. That's universal.
yeah, I still like that stuff, man.
I listen to like metal and hardcore and like.
I love. Can we
Punk,
talk
you know?
about some of your older like? I want to talk about your discography, man. Like,
Sure.
I was like in Arizona, 1999, or there was a certain time period where you got in contact with a label, Off-White first, right? Because you played Off-White for me. I'm like, oh, that's dope. He's like, dude, he's Filipino kid. I'm like, what? And then slowly you were organizing shows. You brought Shapeshifters out to
Right.
Arizona. You brought Quell.
Right.
And so let's talk about
We
that.
were also throwing raves and shit. Kip was throwing
That's
raves.
right,
when we
that's
were
right.
doing
Yeah,
that. Yeah, Kip Killigan. Shout out to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were doing.
Shout out to Kip, yeah.
It was just kind of out of necessity. It was also at that time, young people were controlling that scene, you know? It
Yeah.
wasn't like big promoters were controlling that scene. It was all underground indie shit. So
Yeah, like that
we-
little Chinese restaurant
out of
in
necessity
Tempe.
of
Yeah.
what you wanted to see, you had to bring it out to Arizona. With when I lived in Phoenix with you,
Yeah.
there was shit going on, but not what we wanted to see.
Yeah.
You know, so we would bring it out.
That's what's up. And so you met Off-White first, and then you met Quell second.
I met Off-White, and he brought Mediocre to DJ.
That's right. That's right.
Mediocre, longtime friend of both of us.
Dude, Quell's still my favorite.
Quell's still the fucking man.
Dude,
I
people don't even know about Quell.
He goes to college at like Brown or something. He's super smart, and he's a great writer.
Doesn't he do
He's got a bunch
Krav-
of kids too.
Doesn't he do kung fu? Like,
Oh yeah, he's teaching Krav Maga. What? How you pronounce that shit? Krav Maga? I can't. I don't know. No disrespect to it. It's a
I
brutal
love
art
Quell.
form.
You know how much I respect his art, man. Like,
Yeah. He could always
dude,
fight.
He still blows my mind. I still listen to Typical Cats.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude.
I reference his first album, If It Ain't Been in Pawn Shop, and then also Rubber Ducky a lot. When I want to come back to like, it's still years beyond anything that's being done. You know,
like his writing back then was like advanced.
It was perfect.
Advanced, dude.
It covered every angle of
his
rap
wordplay was just different, and like just the way he did his thing. Yeah.
Right. With or without a beat, it was raw as fuck.
So so I know you linked up with them, but then there was a time where you left you moved to Chicago.
From Phoenix. From Phoenix, I went to Vegas. And then stayed with moms, and then ended up moving to Chicago because I didn't really like Vegas at the time. Yeah. It wasn't for me, you know.
So how did you eventually get put onto their because I went. Remember, me and Kip went to visit.
Yeah.
When was that time? Like me and Kip went to visit.
That was right before I started working on an album for them. Yeah. I can't remember.
But I like the way you went about that, because this is going back to how kids are now. You were like.
I was never an in-your-face type of dude.
No, you were like hiding it. In a way, you were hiding it. You were like, nah, I'm just. They didn't even know you rapped or did any of that.
No, I didn't need that kind of attention because I've always been satisfied with me just being satisfied with what I'm doing.
Yeah, I like that.
If I'm not satisfied, then I keep driving myself until I'm satisfied about what I'm doing.
Yeah. So when was the time when me and Kip visited? Like when they are like, oh, you're an artist.
Well, I was just freestyling and hosting, you know,
So you're hosting the events.
Yeah.
They would have dope events in Chicago.
And that's an art form in itself, you know.
Hosting,
And then when they would have freestyle sessions, I'd freestyle. And then the owner of the label just said,
Jeff.
Jeff Kuglis. He said, yo, we want to put your record out. I'm like, okay.
And now, dude, that
was all Mongol shit that I had written. Most of it was like Mongol's verses. I was getting ready for our other shit, and I don't even remember how we just stopped doing it.
I don't either, man.
I think you moved to L.A. You moved back to Cali.
Yeah.
When did you move back to Cali?
2000.
That's right. Yeah, that's why it stopped.
2000.
That's why it stopped. And Vex moved too.
Yeah, I moved, then Vex moved, but then I want to talk about your first album because that still resonates with me, dude. It's raw. It's a raw.
That's cool,
album,
man. Because
it's a raw album.
It's probably the most like.
Dude, it was a good
I've
album.
never really like that album. I didn't try and make it anything. I just put a bunch of songs together that I thought
really. I thought there was a whole.
I thought it fit into like something climatic, you know.
And you had a theme behind it.
Yeah,
because it was lifelike movie. You were working.
I worked at a lot of movie theaters, even in Arizona.
Even the cover, like of you in the Usher outfit.
I've always, movie theaters is something I've always loved. It's like a getaway from real life.
The best, yeah.
You get there, you can have it's an experience.
Yeah,
that's disappearing.
See, that's sad.
There's movie theaters closing down
sad.
everywhere.
That's sad. Or it's like $100 to go to the movies or something crazy.
Expensive.
It's expensive as hell.
But it's still worth it.
So you were writing your album
while
at the movie theater in Chicago.
Right. Yeah, I would sit there at the podium where you take tickets. People come to the door and I'd just be writing my shit. It's before phones, you know. It was like you remember when you had to press the number to get to the letter?
Yeah.
ABC.
Yeah. You had it. It was a time.
You couldn't do that shit on the phone.
Damn. So there's like 18. There's like a lot of songs on that, right? That was a full length album.
There's like 23.
Oh, there's 23 songs.
But that's back when we were all trying to do that, you know. In indie rap, we were all putting like 30 songs on one.
Yeah.
Like the Shapeshifters. The Shapeshifters always had a ton of fucking songs on there. So did Radio Inactive, 2Mex. Shout out 2Mex, who's in the hospital right now.
Yeah, you know what? Say a prayer for Alex. 2Mex. He's not doing well. Definitely check out his GoFundMe.
Yeah.
It's on his 2Mex. Go to his Instagram page. Yeah, that saddens me actually. Like
he's gonna pull out of it, man.
Yeah.
He's a strong dude.
It was just hard watching the videos.
Yeah.
But definitely go check out 2Mex's GoFundMe. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So like when you were doing that, I didn't know you were doing that, and then when it dropped, I'm like, it really impressed the hell out of me because it was like shrink wrapped and. You know, I'm like, whoa.
Me too, bro.
Because you were like gone. I didn't know you were recording. You know, like I didn't know what was going on.
That the beginning of another journey.
I mean, because you guys were touring hard. I mean, you went to Europe. Didn't you guys touring?
You know, when I saw the record next to fucking 50 Cent in Paris, I was like, whoa, what the fuck is going on? How do these people like it like that? Like, people in France really took to the record, and in Germany, I was like, wow, this is crazy.
See, what's it about Europeans that get it more than, it seems like they embrace it like the real shit more than.
More in tune with art, maybe?
Yeah,
I don't know. There's less of
because you said your album was in the stores.
It's less money driven when it comes to art, maybe. I don't know, man. I can't place it, you know, and I don't want to judge it before I really know, but that's how it seems to me.
Damn,
dude.
During that time.
They also treat all their artists better out there. Like, even if you're just a regular, like, working class artist, they still treat you like gold out there, you know?
See, that's a difference right there.
Yeah.
It's not like how many followers
they appreciate it.
Yeah, they're
maybe
like,
that's what it, they appreciate the art side of it more. It's like, I thought about this the other day. If you look on Spotify under the hip-hop genre, there ain't no fucking hip-hop on there.
Well, how do you even classify that now, you know?
I mean, the Griselda shit's really dope. That's hip-hop.
Yeah.
You heard that shit? Benny the Butcher and Conway, the Machine.
I don't know what's going on.
West Side Gun.
Nope.
Them dudes are fucking hard, dude. Buffalo hip-hop cats. Yeah, just bars for days. Them dudes are real tight.
Okay.
That's like some of the only stuff coming out like that.
Yeah. But I just remember during that time period, once I saw that and that you were touring, doing shows, I was like so proud. I'm like, damn, Jay's doing it. And then I linked up with you guys. The Frisco. I went up to Frisco.
Oh, to the Elbow Room.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know that I was gonna perform a little.
You did a set.
Yeah, I did. I didn't even plan on it.
You know what's dope about those days is when we were touring, it was like that. It was like, oh, there's a homie here. Yo, throw him on.
Yeah, I didn't.
Get him on the show.
Yeah, I just didn't remember. I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah. You should catch people off guard. Like, come on up, bro.
That's crazy. Yeah. So that was like, even the way you guys went about your performing was more community oriented.
It was really homegrown and community oriented. Yeah, it was like, you know,
Shout out to Robust, too.
Shout out to Robust and Quell. Meaty,
Quasar, Denizen.
Yeah.
Are you still in touch with Denizen?
I was supposed to see him when we went up to
because he needs to come here.
Week.
Like, I've been wanting Denizen.
I miss the guy. I tried to get him on this new Controller 7 record, and he ain't been writing like that for
that's
raps,
the poet,
you know?
right there,
He's
man.
A poet,
that dude's a real poet, man.
He's a real fucking poet.
I remember because we and Danny Kim picked him up from the airport, and I was just excited to meet him. Remember
he's got that presence, bro.
Yeah, I was just trying to. Yeah, dude. He was just like really wise.
He's an older brother kind of dude,
like older soul kind of.
Old soul,
dude. Yeah. A couple of his songs, like I get teary eyed.
Yeah,
Another Life.
Oh,
tears.
Yeah, it's like another life.
A couple of your songs too.
Oh man, thank you.
Yeah, a couple of your songs. The one about I forgot the name of it. It's on your first album. It's about the miscarriage.
Oh yeah. That was a weird time in my life.
Beat, like those, the production too.
I think that's a MIDI beat. Yeah.
Yo, shout out to Mediocre, man. Like,
still one of the best.
Still one of the underrated, dude.
He's got a record label called Potions.
Can we plug it? What's up with? Let's plug it.
Potions Records.
Yeah.
I think it's at Potions Records NYC, and he does a lot of funk stuff. And I think he's starting to do hip hop stuff. Yeah.
Yeah,
he did Controller 7's record, Right-Handed Straw, which is fucking dope.
When's that dropping?
The Controller 7 record's in the mix down stage right now.
How many songs?
Probably not for a couple months, but we just shot a couple videos. My boys,
how could people check that out? Yeah, how could they check that out?
His company, Handsmade. You just Instagram, The Real Mestizo.
Okay, that's what's up. So when you were doing your thing with Galapagos, when did you guys start like just doing your own, like breaking?
Well, I think I was ready to kind of like,
because you didn't.
I was ready to stop opening for people. You know, I wanted to just do my own thing. There was a point where I didn't want it to be somebody else's show.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that's when me and Isaiah and Tooth Taker.
Shout out to Isaiah. He did
shout out to
Tooth
Taker, man. Yeah. That's when we kind of conceptualized, and a couple other members conceptualized Máquina Muerte. So. That's when I decided like that was going to be my thing. I
didn't even write that down. Yeah, that was a whole different chapter. Yeah. Okay, so that ended, right? Everyone started doing their own thing, but then you came back here and formed Máquina Muerte.
Right, yeah.
Explain to the viewers what that was.
It was a collective of a lot of underdogs, you know what I mean? And like in my head, I always knew especially from just growing up around bikers and gangsters, you know, I knew that there was power in numbers.
Yeah,
right?
you
could be weak, separate, but you bring each other together and you're a powerful force, and that's what happened. We brought together a bunch of artists and that didn't have a home at the time, and they were like-minded artists that we had just brought together. You know, Cadillac Moran, rest in peace.
You know, I'm gonna have his brother on here.
Briefcase.
Yeah,
Shout
I'm gonna
out
have
to Briefcase
on
man.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was a bunch of, a lot of lost souls coming under the umbrella, and
you guys had a good run too.
We had a great run. It's just, we were all working on each other individually, and people were getting into hard shit or came from hard shit, and sometimes that just doesn't mix well with business, you know what I mean?
Right.
And this is a business, no matter how you look at it. If you're trying to get somewhere in music, it's a business.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why, it's not to confuse that. I don't think about that. I do.
Yeah, right.
Strategically.
Right.
But I don't think about it when I'm doing my art. You know what I'm saying?
No, cloud what you're doing.
Like you have a platform now, right?
Right, yeah,
I do. You have a platform and saying you can make things happen. You have the power to do that.
With this platform?
With this platform, with your music, with whatever you touch, man.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
I don't know why you don't have your own show. You should be doing comedy, too, on top of music.
You think so, huh?
Yeah, you're funny as fuck,
Yeah,
bro.
but it's different when you're, on stage.
When
you're like, hey, anybody, my wife left me.
When anybody mentions this man's name that I know, they start laughing.
They start laughing
because they think of they have a memory connected to you that's funny as fuck. Right. When Meaty talks about you, it's like, dude, do you remember when he woke me up in his fucking underwear and told me let's touch dickies? And I was like, yeah, I remember that because he used to do that to everybody, bro.
Yeah, there's a weird kind of...
And he laughed about it, but you remember at the time he was
fucking
big.
He was serious. I remember,
Get the fuck out of my room. I didn't fucking know you, man.
But I remember I took it a step further because I, went into his room. And he was working on, I remember he was at his computer, and I was like, what's up, man? But I was in my undies. And I took it a step further.
You still wear those tiny whites?
No, I wear boxers.
Ones with the,
the
faded red and blue stripe?
No, I used to wear, oh, you know me.
Yeah,
you know me.
I see
the real me.
Bro. You've done it plenty of times. You used to answer the door like that. No matter what, you just be in your underwear, always half asleep.
Was I always a nocturnal dude, even in Arizona?
Yeah, dude, yeah.
I always had a effed up sleeping thing.
Yeah, always.
No, even from Arizona.
Yeah.
I'd be sleeping at...
But you know why I know? Because in Arizona, that's how I slept. I wouldn't wake up until 3.
In Arizona?
Yeah. Then we just party, and then go back to sleep and wake up at 3 and do it all over again.
You know when...
Where'd you work at in Arizona? Fat Sal's? Not Fat Sal's.
P.F. Chang's.
No, the pizza place. Didn't you work at a pizza place?
Barro's. Barro's Pizza.
Did we eat a bunch of that food there?
I'd hook you guys when I could. I remember,
Calzones.
Yeah. They had one at remember the Indian spot?
Yeah,
they had, and then they had the oven in there, and I'd be like, yeah, I used to work in here when it was Barro's. And
That's
then,
so crazy.
So we lived off that spot, and I met you at Higher Ground. It all went...
Those hookups saved our lives, man.
And then I worked at, Circle K graveyard shift.
Yeah, that's right. I worked at Circle K for a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'd eat the hot dogs.
The cheeseburger dog.
I'll take the Supreme pizzas. I'd take the beer. I'd have my whole backpack just be like, oh, if you dropped a Heineken, boom. I would just store up. Yeah.
Those were some weird days, man.
We survived.
Yeah.
We had to do what we had to do. Remember, when I got fired and I made you come in and get my last check at PF Chang's? I mentioned this the last time. Remember how pissed I was? Remember that? He's like, don't even bother coming in. I go, dude, this dude's doing me wrong. Come with me. And we walked in. It was we walked in like all gangster, just to get my last check from PF Chang's. I couldn't hang.
We talked about that last
time. Yeah. But I remember, oh, man, those were
PF
the
fucking
days. Yeah.
That was a big ass PF Chang's, right in the middle of the mill,
yeah, it's
right?
still
Isn't
there. Yeah. Have you been there lately?
Nah, man. The last time
we gotta do a little road trip with the kids.
Yeah, I'd love that.
Yeah. Go to Mill Avenue.
Do you still skate?
I haven't in a while. I got a board there. I just want new wheels. Yeah. I mean, I'll never quit. Yeah. It's still in me. No, I just haven't hit it in a while. Yeah. No, but yeah, this is for your kids, these wheels. And
appreciate that, bro.
Is Elon skating?
Yeah. Yeah, so is Kyle.
Oh, we got, yeah.
Yeah, he rides a bike. Dude, Allan's super talented. Rides a bike. He taught himself how to ride.
We got to get him on the board. We got to do it. I'll skate with them.
Yeah.
See, I'd be hyped if I skate with kids.
When are you coming out?
When can I come out?
You can come out whenever, but you're
only
going to get a few minutes time with them, bro.
No, I'll change my sleeping schedule for them.
Well, we're 3 hours ahead, too.
I don't care. I won't sleep that night. I'll get on the right sleeping schedule.
You should come. We'll take you to FTR.
Oh, dude. Oh, for sure. Yeah. Oh, you're by FTR.
Yeah,
that outside
South
part?
Philly, man.
That's what's up. Man, we're running. We went through the time.
Did we run through this already?
We have 5 minutes.
Damn, this one felt a lot heavier, didn't it?
Yeah, it was heavy. It was heavy. Well, we're talking about death and music.
Life's been heavy.
Yeah, it's been heavy. I'm proud of you.
That's how life is supposed to be.
I can't believe you're a father. That's like crazy. Because I met you as a kid, and now you have
I can't believe I'm a father because I used to be crazy.
Oh, you're a rough dude. Yeah. You're a rough kid.
But fatherhood and family changes you. You start thinking in more logical ways. Start thinking with your heart instead of thinking with your impulse.
That's crazy. So that shift happened in you.
Yeah,
I see it, dude. Yeah. I see your story.
I still handle business if I need to.
I know, but dude, you're a good dad. I see you take him to the park. You taking him to activities, museums. You know what I mean? Like
that's who I only give a shit about them. You know? I mean, I am music, but my
do they know what you
family
do?
is number one, bro.
Number one.
Dude, that's a very Korean thing too. Family.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
sure.
that's for a reason.
Yeah. Number one. Yeah.
Because that's the natural human way.
You think I could make a kid survive?
Bro, you're gonna be a sick dad. It's gonna throw you in a hyperdrive.
It wouldn't make it a week. It'd be like, and I'm like, what? I thought you were gonna feed him.
What would you name your kid if it was a boy?
I don't know, man.
A Korean name or a Korean name and then give it an American name?
I have no idea.
Why do Koreans always have American names that are so plain?
Paul.
Why did you get? Why not
Brian?
Why not like Jamal?
I don't know. I mean, that'd be cooler.
Park.
Jamal Park, dude.
Or what's your last name? Lee. Jamal Lee.
Park Lee. That's an actor's name.
Yeah.
Dude, I love you, man.
Love you too.
Let's start plugging them, man. So where can people? What's your Instagram? Your website? Where can people hear your music?
I got rid of all my social media, man.
No, but you got your Instagram still.
Instagram, yeah.
Yeah. What is it? The Real Mestizo.
I think the YouTube is the Real Mestizo YouTube, and then Rad Kids Rock TV. YouTube.
Rad Kids Rock TV.
That's the thing I'm
YouTube,
on the
baby.
Most, man. Besides music, that shit's the most.
It's fun. I could tell you're having
see
fun.
Me in my true family element,
and it's cool to see you in that light. Like I haven't seen it before. Yeah. It's cool to see you like around your kids.
It's fun, man. Because in Philly, it's nothing but punk rock parents. So we're just like, fuck it.
That's cool. Yeah, they seem like good kids, man.
They're good kids, bro. I'm on them. I'm a tough dad.
Are they sleeping right now?
Yeah, they're crashed.
Can I meet them real quick tomorrow morning?
Yeah, for sure.
What time? I want to at least meet them.
Yeah, we'll okay. We'll hit you up.
Okay, what's up with the new record too? Like when's that
Controller
dropping?
7, Mestizo and Controller 7. The record's called Couch. Should be out in a couple months. Couple videos coming. Just keep pushing. I'll just keep making music.
That's what's up. I'm so happy that you're
making stop. It.
Yeah.
I try. It don't work.
Dude, I want to talk about that for the next part. It's like, because it's like, it's just embedded in us. Because there's times it's our outlet.
It's an infection, bro.
It's like,
I can't not do it. It doesn't have anything to do with wanting to be the most successful.
No,
it has everything to do with like, I need
a piece of mind.
Better, and I need to like hone this craft even more until the day that I die. I need to just keep evolving.
So it's on like some Jedi shit.
It's on just some maturity shit.
Yeah,
trying to constantly grow,
That's what's up. Yeah.
Goes right along with just living,
That's what's up. Yeah, I don't think we'll ever quit.
No.
Yeah.
I think we should do. We'll do like.
We gotta do a project.
An acoustic album.
No, I always still want to do music with you. Yeah. I don't know about these other kids.
Well, me and Dirty on 9 are working on some shit. You should get on that.
I would love it.
But you need to bring back the old stuff.
I will. Listen to this. Tell me what you think, and then I'm down. I'm here.
Yeah.
Do you think Vex should be a guest on here?
Yes, dude.
Principal of Watts Elementary.
Yo, he hit me with a beat from
He
one
did-
of the
he hit-
students.
he hit- he hit me
He told
up
me it
too.
was his, and I look, it says Christopher B's beat. I'm like, yeah, I thought this was a Vex beat.
He's teaching Ableton music classes there.
That's really tight. Well, he's also he's the one implementing those programs because he's the principal there at Watts High, which is phenomenal, man.
Oh, it's a Watts High?
It's at Watts High, right? Isn't he a principal at Watts
I
High
don't know.
School?
It's high school?
It's high school. Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
He's the man.
Yeah. Vex is
He's
the
like
man.
Coach
He's
Carter. I'll get him on here, dude. He could talk about his program, his curriculum.
Get him on here, and you
Yeah.
can talk about the time
He's
guys
got
were on
two
Mad
kids.
TV together.
He was on there.
I was dying. when I
Oh
saw-
my god.
And your Starburst commercial too.
Yeah, that's my
that
claim to
one was-
fame. Go look up the Sour Starburst on YouTube. You'll see me.
Didn't you do a Taco Bell commercial?
Oh yeah, fajitas. Ooh, fajitas.
You still got the
Fajitas.
bit.
It's like,
You still
no,
got the
Steve,
bit.
pretend that you really smell the aroma. Ooh, fajitas.
Yo,
Yeah.
classic.
I mean, I might want to go back, man. That was good money back then.
Yeah, you were telling me you were making like 5 to 10 grand. one of those
Yeah.
commercials.
Oh yeah. It was
Damn.
it was good money. That
Why
was
don't you
early
just do
to the.
stand up too. Aren't you doing
I'm
stand up?
no, I'm not doing stand. You think I should do stand up?
Weren't you doing it with Eric Griffin?
No,
and
we're
them
doing
guys?
like podcast. We're gonna do
No,
a
but
movie
you
review.
did something at Comedy Store together, didn't you?
No, but I wasn't stand up. I was on a panel, and it was like a variety show where they have open micers
I
go up.
honestly think you should have your own show, not just an interview show. I think you should have a comedy show. Right?
Doing stand up or
Yeah.
skits.
Yeah, all that.
What do you
know
think,
who's
Ren?
got a comedy show? Open Mike Eagle. Shout out to Mike.
You know
Mike's
what,
the
dude?
old
Shout
school
out to
Chicago
Open Mic.
homie.
You know,
He's got a show on
yeah, I
Comedy
gotta reach out to
Central.
that guy.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
dope, man. But what I'm saying
You brought
is-
him over when I lived in remember the smaller apartment?
Really?
Yeah, one night it was Arcane, Iota Arcane, Dumbfounded, Open Mic. You brought all
Right.
these MCs over.
Shout out to all
yeah.
the old school homies.
You don't
man.
remember those nights?
Nah, bro. I was
Or when
fucked
you
up
lived
those
at
nights.
my neighbors there?
Oh yeah. Took over his house. He hated us.
Thanks for
after
losing his cat.
that. I didn't lose his kid.
What
Did
do
I
you
lose
guys
his
what do you
cat?
guys did?
You were
Either you or Kip.
Somebody scratched the
he,
refrigerator.
he came back from Israel. He goes, Steve, where's Vincent? I don't. Where's my cat? I'm like, oh my god, I'm so.
Yo.
Did you have your friends in here? I go, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know you guys were getting it turned up there. But hey,
We didn't really get turned. up
okay. You know what? He went back to
there.
Israel.
Oh, that's right. Open Mike came over that night with
yeah,
Dumb.
yeah, with Dumb, Ace. Like I had a bunch
We
of
got
all,
shit faced.
all kinds of rappers. I remember
Yeah.
I just had my sample. I was playing beats on my sampler the whole night. I'm like, just yeah.
Those were good-
Those are the
good
wild
nights,
nights,
man.
Yeah.
Good nights.
So shout out to Mestizo. Shout out to Rad Kids Rock TV.
Uh-huh.
Subscribe to that. Is there anything else like what about?
Heavyweight.
Yeah.
We're doing some rebranding with the brand.
Okay, so
right
could
now.
people work? Could people still get clothes or what's up? Or
At the
hats?
moment, it's in a creation
Okay, that's
stage.
what's up. Okay,
But this year, yes,
okay.
we're coming back with some things.
Plug your Bandcamp too.
Oh, Mestizo.bandcamp.com. That's pretty much the
Mhm.
only place I've been releasing
Me
music.
too. Bandcamp just makes more sense to me now.
It's just quick, you know.
not quick, but it's like the people that really want to support your shit, they'll go there. You know.
Spotify, like, I can't get them to change some of the people. There's some other people named Mestizo on there, and they're getting like mad hits off of my page from people coming to play pickup 52s because it's got like a million something hits.
Oh yeah, your even your second Blind Faith was popping. Yeah.
So, you know, I don't know. I can't get them to change that, but
Yeah,
it is what
dude.
it is.
all
Control
right,
7
we'll
record
go
is
to
dope.
his Bandcamp, support his Bandcamp. With that being said, hey man, fuck,
Love you,
you're
bro.
always love you too, man. You're always welcome here, always.
Appreciate you.
If you really want to support this podcast, go to patreon.com/Steebee Weebee. Make your pledge. We need your support, okay? Shout out to the new patrons, Sam, Joshua Titus, Ben S. Go to my website, SteebeeWeebieShow.com. I'm actually going to put out a shirt of my EP of my dad. That'll be after I drop my EP. So you could go there to get that. Instagram /Kwangoo, Quangou, Steebee Weebee Bandcamp.com. Ode to My Pops will be on my Bandcamp, and then I'll slowly leak it on Spotify and all those other platforms. More content coming. We're still trying to wrap our brains around this. We're trying to think of new content, so stay tuned for that. If you want to send stuff, we have a P.O. Box. Send your stuff to 1425 North Cherokee Avenue, P.O. Box 1391, LA, California 90093. Support Rad Kids Rock TV on YouTube. Support if you got kids.
Don't just be some weird adult looking at
Exactly. If you got kids, watch it and subscribe. Support Mind Raid Podcasts. That's the Koch brothers podcast. Bad Friends. That's Andrew Santino and my brother. Lasco Projects, Necro Electric, Movies with Malice. Am I missing something? WFE. All right, Mike.
Peace.
Yeah. Hold on.